Apple reported fiscal first quarter earnings on Thursday that beat estimates for revenue and earnings, but Apple showed a 13% decline in sales in China, one of its most important markets. Apple shares fell over 4% in extended trading after management provided some details about outlook for the current quarter that suggested weakness in iPhone sales. Here's how Apple did. Versus LSEG, formerly known as Refinitiv, consensus expectations for the quarter ending December 30th. Here's how Apple's product lines did versus LSEG expectations. Apple did not provide guidance for the current quarter ending in June. Apple's CFO Luca Maestri said that Apple expected iPhone sales in the March quarter would be similar to last year's $51.33 billion in revenue, after taking out $5 billion in sales attributed to outperformance a year ago as supply recovered from COVID shutdowns and caught up to demand. Maestri said that total company revenue would be similar to last year's $94.84 billion after taking out the $5 billion in iPhone sales. He added that services would grow the same as in the December quarter, which was 11%. Apple reported 2% sales growth in the December quarter, breaking a streak of 4 straight quarters with annual revenue declines. Apple's gross margin continues to rise, nearly breaking 46% in the December quarter. Apple reported $33.92 billion in net income during the quarter, up 13% from the same period last year. Apple CEO Tim Cook told CNBC's Steve Kovach that some of the company's growth rates actually represent a huge acceleration from last quarter, because this year's December quarter has one fewer week than last year's first fiscal quarter due to the way Apple's corporate calendar works. It's important to keep in mind that last year, we had 14 weeks in the quarter. This year we had 13, Cook said. iPhone sales were just under revised street expectations and grew nearly 6% to $69.70 billion, a positive sign for the iPhone 15 models released in September. This is Apple's first full quarter with iPhone 15 revenue. Apple's profitable services business rose 11% during the quarter to $23.11 billion in revenue, but it still came slightly short of estimates. Investors closely watch the growth of Apple's services business, which includes subscriptions like Apple Music, warranties, search licensing revenue, and payments from Apple Pay and Apple's advertisements. Apple said it had 2.2 billion active devices in use, a metric that many analysts say informs how they forecast Apple's services growth. That's up from 2 billion active devices at the same time last year. Cook attributed services growth to products including advertising, cloud services, payments, and the company's App Store. He said that Apple claims over 1 billion paid subscriptions, which also includes subscriptions to apps through the App Store.